Speak, please.
At the end of the day, it's important to have a man in your life. It's really important because of the simple fact that just seeing my son raised without like a father, it hurts. It really does. And you know what? I'm happy for you because it's like when you have that situation, you realize that it's like, this is my man. I'm going to worship him. And this is the family I'm going to create. When I'm a grandma and I have the whole entire room filled with my grandchildren, that is your real value. And no women really talk about that. Andrew Tate spoke about it here in the podcast. And that's something that he said I will always hold to me because of my son.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that she really wants to worship a man and have a family full of, a house full of children and grandchildren looking around and being this beautiful, happy family? Or do you think that she had the chance for that and left her husband? And obviously, we don't know this lady's life, right? Something terrible could have happened to her husband, but, just let's use our minds and not our hearts here, and we can realize that the more likely situation was that she left this man because she was bored, she didn't feel thrilled, there's another dude, she wanted more money, something like that, right? Probably some sort of no-fault divorce in this case, I'm guessing, but I don't know, guys. I could be totally wrong. Let me know what you think, because your opinion is just as valid as mine. So comment below and let me know what you think. And if it wasn't obvious enough, today's cringe compilation is about single mothers. And it is bright and early here. I have changed my recording hours around a little bit so that hopefully there will be less motorcycles riding around my house. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it.
This is going to hurt to say, but I just found out that I'm the problem. So I'm currently going through a divorce and I'm doing a lot of self-reflecting. I realize that I fall in love with the idea or the potential in somebody versus who they are in that moment. And I get upset when they are who they are and not who I wish that they would be or hoped they could be. Or
AKA, she saw the red flags, but chose them anyway.
Or what the vision I thought of us being. And that doesn't become true, I then get hurt because I fantasized a life that's not reality. And that's not okay. With my divorce, there were red flags about my ex-husband.
What'd I tell you? And I haven't even seen this yet, guys. She chases the red flags. And, it's funny that she's having all these realizations now that you shouldn't build a fantasy life. Like, I feel like most of us learned that in the 3rd grade, right? After seeing Aladdin and, thinking, wow, I want to show the girl the world. And then, someone tells you like, hey man, this just a movie. You can't create false realities and false narratives about people. That's not only is that weird, but that's kind of twisted. Yeah, man, I haven't even seen this, but it sounds like she's starting to like take some accountability here, saying I'm the problem, but I can basically guarantee you that this is about to turn into a big woe is me sympathy card. I'm a victim, single mother, blah, blah, blah. Let's find out.
From when we were dating, and when I look back on them, I see them now, but I dismiss them. Like, I remember one day we were leaving his mom's wedding and he got upset that I wanted to stay for the wedding and just like be around. This was my first time ever around his family, like the extended family. And he was like, I drove an hour to get there from work and I was there for less than 10 minutes because he wanted to go back to the room and play video games.
Yep. And there's the victim card. There's look at that face right there. That smirk is the smirk of, oh, I'm desperate for attention and please feel bad for me because I'm a victim. My divorce was not my fault, even though I initiated it more than likely. Right? Like now she's talking about how this guy doesn't play. Like, here's the thing. Right? Like, yeah, the guy sounds like a loser. I don't know. Like, he's probably a loser. Right? We can all agree on that. But here's what none of these ladies ever admit in their accountability videos or whatever the hell this is that you chose the loser. Nobody forced you to marry the loser. You know, your dad didn't have an arranged marriage, most likely. You chose the loser. You chose the dude who had emotional issues, and there's the motorcycle, guys. Hold on. Man, I swear I need to move to a different part of the town, but you chose the dudes who have these issues, right? You chose the dudes that have these red flags. So if you want to actually come on and talk about how, you've learned your lessons and that you realize that you're the problem, blah, 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 wipe that smirk off your face and stop talking crap about your ex-husband on your TikTok or whatever this is. It's ridiculous.
And then proceeded to cuss me out, saying that I'm whatever. But I took that as he just had a long day and didn't really like that his mother was getting married, and he took that out on me. And I justified it. And now looking back, it's like, oh, now every time something bad happens to you, you're going to say whatever you can to hurt me because you're hurting, and that's not okay. And it wasn't.
Man, you poor thing, man. You chose such a terrible man. Your choices really led you to this situation. I feel so bad for you.
Okay, but he did that when we were dating, and I made excuses for it, and I shouldn't have. What got me thinking about this is that I recently connected with an old friend from high school, and we had lunch, and I was expecting it to be very awkward, and it wasn't. Like, I was expecting us to have lunch for an hour. I think it was closer to like 2.5 maybe. It was a great time, and I really enjoyed it, but as we were sitting down and talking, I started fantasizing about the what ifs, and what he was telling me, it's not anything that I would want to hear. The things that he was sharing, it left a sour taste in my mouth, yet I was still trying to fantasize about what if. Maybe it's just because it's with this person. Like I said, I'm going through a divorce. I'm 26 years old. I'm a mother of 3, and I don't have my shit together yet. It's been a month since all of this started happening, but
Did she really just say it's been a month and she's going out on dates with dudes? Like, and I think she said he was an old friend. Let me ask you guys, do you think that this old friend just so happened to pop up a month later? Or do you think this guy has been around for a while in her inbox, wooing her, maybe even taking her on dates before the divorce was initiated? I want to feel sympathy for this lady, right? Because let's be honest, being a single mother is a terrible thing. Being a single father is a terrible thing. Children being raised in single parent households is a nightmare. And this lady has 3 of those kids. And really the pain, the sympathy, if you can muster up any sympathy, right, it should go to the kids, not to this lady right here. I don't know why the hell you're coming on TikTok talking about this crap when you have 3 kids to take care of. And, you're whatever.
But I don't want a project. I know that eventually I will have my shit together, and I want someone who's going to better me, not somebody that I see potential in. I want somebody who is their full self, their healed self, their just someone who is just amazing, and I can't allow myself to continue to fall.
Okay, so she's still tasting the chats. She wants a guy who is self-made, who's attractive, who's probably strong, who probably has a good job. And, she's admitted herself, she's 26 years old, mother of 3 children, doesn't have her crap together, in her own words. She doesn't have it together. But she's ready for a man to come in, take care of those 3 children, plus her and her emotional damage from divorce. I don't know. If there's any self-made men out there, you let me know in the comments. Are you jumping out of your seat to take care of this woman and her 3 kids? Because the harsh reality is that men don't want to take care of your kids. Why would we? As a matter of fact, like, men, I don't think that men should date single mothers. It has nothing to do with the mom, right? Just purely out of brotherhood, right? Because how painful of an experience is it to find out not only is some random dude sleeping with your ex-wife, but this random dude is playing baseball with your kid and teaching him how to swim, and you only get him on the weekends. So 5 days out of the week, this guy is, hey, that's some random guy. I think that men should not date single mothers just out of a brotherhood experience, right? Because you could just imagine how painful it is for that man, for this woman's father. I'm sorry, this woman's children's father, to have this future man come in and teach them that. So that's just my take, guys. Do what you want, but I don't think that we should be dating single mothers whatsoever.
fall for the idea of what they could be, and I need to learn to fall for who they actually are. I really hope this resonates with somebody else and I'm not alone, because this is kind of embarrassing.
Chatting with Cece again. I have a few work friends that we are all like on the dating apps. We're all like been on and off the dating apps for months. And let me just say this. Women do better with raising your sons because...
Yep, I'm going to stop it there. That is not true. That is not true. Now, this is not a statistics class, right? But you guys can go do your own research. I think it's like 70 to 80%, or somewhere around 80% of children in single parent households live with mothers, right? And the average income of a single mother compared to the single father is not even close. And then if you look even further into the statistics, like how those kids end up in the future, it's not even close how single mothers can provide compared to a single father. So you can already tell going in that this is going to be a bunch of BS because this lady has literally looked up nothing. It's all emotional. It's all, this is how I feel. This is my truth. Ma'am, there's no your truth. There's only the truth, right? And the truth is in the numbers. And if we use our heads and not our hearts, we'll realize that you're wrong.
How you raise your child reflects them as an adult, and how they treat women is a reflection of how well he was raised to treat women. And it starts in the home. And so women that have sons now, please make him respect women.
Yeah, let's create a bunch of feminists out here, guys. Let's create a bunch of male feminists and a bunch of leftist, very soft, emotional men that think with their hearts and instead of their heads. I think it was Andrew Tate. You guys have probably heard of Andrew Tate if you're on this channel, but I think he said at one point that a weak man is a dangerous man, right? Because it's never some self-made millionaire who goes to the gym, who is respectable, who has a girlfriend, and he keeps himself clean shaven, and he's got good morals and values. It's never him committing weird crimes, heinous crimes, right? It's always a dude with some radical beliefs who's super skinny, who's never held a job. And, this is just my opinion, but if we raise men to be feminists and to be... And I'm not anti-feminism, right? I want to make that clear. I'm not even anti-women, any of that, right? I love women, very much so. They're very incredible, a part of this life experience for me so far. But if we raise men to be women, we are going to create a very dangerous society. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think about that? Let me know.
Teach and mold him to respect women. And ones that flaps, I already talked about ghosting in my other video. Like, if you ghost people, like, you're a loser. Another thing is, listen, I've had depression for many years on and off in my life. We're human, we're gonna be depressed. But if you break up with somebody or stop talking to someone because you like, oh, I can't do this anymore, I'm depressed, then you should have never been on a dating app. You should have never put yourself out there, because all you do is reflect your pain, your hurt onto someone else. And that's not fair to that person. If you are not mentally in a space to invite someone else's emotions in, meaning getting into another relationship.
Bro, what is the point of this clip? Does this lady have like attention deficit disorder or something? Because we were just hopping around topic to topic. So we started off on single mothers are better parents than single fathers, which that's not true. You just look it up for yourself, that all the numbers are there. And then she goes on to, if you're ghosting somebody, you're a loser. And now she's talking about, what did she even say?
Space to invite someone else's emotions.
Okay, now she's talking about her depression and about how if you have depression, you shouldn't be on dating app. What the hell is the point of this clip, man? Like, Did you gather your thoughts at all, or are you just coming on here because you hate men and you just want single mothers to raise children, and you want I don't even know what the hell you want. You just want to call men losers. And you just admitted you're depressed, so why are you talking about depressed people dating? Like, I don't know, man. These girls come on the internet for the wildest things, but I guess it's kind of wild what I'm doing here, just making fun of them, right? Anyways.
In meaning getting into another relationship, then you don't need to date. I have come across quite a few men have used that as an excuse. Not to say that they aren't depressed. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Maybe they're just using it as an excuse. But the excuse is getting old. And I think that if you are not in a mental state to be in a relationship, then you just don't need to be in a relationship. You don't need to trouble someone else's life for your insecurities, because I always tell my friends is, if you don't love yourself, you cannot love nobody. So until you love yourself and you are happy with the person that you are, you cannot get in a relationship until you are in that state that you love yourself. And you can't expect someone to make you love yourself or help you make you love yourself. Some people get in relationships expecting that person to build them and mold them, and it doesn't work like that. That's wrong of you to push your wants onto somebody else and your needs, because that person has feelings too. And the last thing you want to do is push that person into a depression as well. So be mindful. If you are depressed, do not date. Do not get on dating apps. Don't do it.
Okay, I think I realized the point of this TikTok that she made here, because I remembered this compilation is about single mothers. So she's a single mother, right? So this is just a whole lot of words for her saying that I realize now that men won't commit to me because she's had such a hard time. She has to call men losers. There's dudes who, this her saying that men are saying, "Oh, I'm depressed, so I'm not in the place to date right now," or whatever they're saying. They're just telling her that because they don't want to commit to her, right? Because she has a kid. And I don't know, like it's nothing personal, man. But like, why would a dude, us men, have to work our whole lives until the day we die, basically, for what we have? And if you want to have children, man, honestly, I think it's a great thing. Family and children, as long as it's done the right way. But if men have to work our whole lives, we don't have anything given to us. Why would we take care of another man's kid? We just have our own. Because, like, why would you take the chance of dating a girl who had some, whether she left him or whether the dude left, either way, it's a huge red flag. Because if the dude left her, he cheated on her and left her or whatever, like, she has all kinds of emotional trauma from that. The kid is going to have all kinds of emotional trauma from that. And oftentimes, like, a lot of women don't want to give the man the responsibility. Like, oh, I want you to come in and pay the bills and change the diapers and buy us food and cook us dinner and take care of me because I'm, a victim. But you can't discipline my child. You can't make rules for him. Like, it's honestly the worst deal a man could possibly make. And like I said earlier, guys, like, you do you, man. But I don't think that any man should ever date a single mother. Because just, at least if the father is still here with us, right? Because out of brotherly respect for one another, I don't think that it's right to take another man's child and teach him how to fish, teach him how to ride a bike. That's extremely painful for the actual father of that. And I know there's a lot of piece of crap dudes out there, right? But let's be honest, like 80% of the time, 70 to 80% of the time, some crap like that, the woman leaves the man. And it's like 70 to 80% of single parent households are women, right? So I don't know. I think this is a bunch of cope. I think this is a bunch of BS. I think this lady had no plan going in with this video, but to be honest, I haven't watched this yet, and I had no plan going on with this video. So let me know what you guys think about this very cringe compilation in the comments. Hopefully there was less traffic noise, and hopefully the mic sounds a little bit better. I haven't got a pop filter for it yet, which has been requested in the comments, but I did put a sock over the mic, so hopefully that helps. Anyways, I want to thank you guys if you've come over from Taylor's channel or any of the other Feed and Gang content creators channels. Make sure you check them out if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one very soon.